Bonjour, bonsoir. I'm in the phenomenal historical cellars at Buena Vista. This is a JCB Live, but one of a kind. I'm with two very unique individuals. They're fabulous. They are paranormal investigators. Have we ever had that before? They're amazing. They could be known as well ghost hunters because, as we all know, Buena Vista has a lot of spirits. Buena Vista has energies from the past, present, diving into the future. This is what we will investigate with them today. They're fabulous, and they're going to help us to transcend ourselves into the emotion, the spirits, the energy of the past. They're going to help us to feel what is as energy still living, souls within those walls of Buena Vista since 1857. And they're going to help us to visualize what we've never seen before. So stay with us. This is going to be so exciting. But to bring their spirits alive and to bring them, they only react to the pop of the sparkling wine, the first ever from the history of Buena Vista. Remember, this is where it all started, here at Buena Vista. I bet you the moment they hear the pop, they will appear. Woo! Dear friends, please meet the fabulous Ellen
Thank
and
you, Jean-Charles.
Devin.
Thank you.
Welcome to our world at Buena Vista.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
To the spirits.
To the spirits here at Buena Vista.
So
Very
how do
many
we
of them.
feel? How do we feel?
Oh, it's amazing here. It's amazing. I mean, the spirits were all out in the courtyard. They were out and very happy this morning. They seem to be very excited about all the things that go on here.
So what are all the things that go on here?
We have-
Let's dive into the subject.
Well, 1 second. Just 1 second. This right here, praise JCB. Because this is actual spiritual movement right here in this glass.
What does it bring in you?
It's bringing forth everything. That was just a little bit of fun. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Well, I like all those skulls. Dear friends, look at this unbelievable cascade of energy. Skulls, wolves. What else do we have?
I got a little demon over there because we all have a little demon in us.
Do we? I'm
Yeah, and
looking
we all
for
have a
mine.
little bit of a monster,
Yep,
right? You got a little
definitely.
wolf. You know what that one means.
Ow!
So, gotta have a good time with that
Definitely,
one.
definitely.
And Ellen has a beautiful series of camé. Look,
Yes, this I make jewelry, so this is my tribute to Jean-Charles. It's steampunk Marie Antoinette today.
So sassy. So sassy.
and you have a revolver.
Yes, the revolver for a little punk rock.
Ooh la la.
That's very,
Yeah.
he's very
Pointing
Nancy.
down.
Yeah.
Very
He's here
Nancy.
to defend you.
Yeah, it's a very
And what about those rings? This is
Oh,
quite
yeah, I
something.
do crowns. Are my
Crowns
favorite.
today.
Yes.
She's the queen, the Marie Antoinette.
Yes, I love Marie Antoinette. I don't think I was her in another life, but I surely would have liked it until the very end.
Well, don't you think and believe we all have lived multiple lives before this one?
Definitely, definitely, very much so.
Absolutely.
How many have you lived at?
I remember two that I can remember distinctly. One, both times I was male. One time I was
So hot. She's male.
very shaggy like Hagrid in Harry Potter. And the second time I was a monk in Ireland. So, was a cleric and
And do you remember what you've achieved in those two lives, or what happened in detail?
well, the one when I was kind of like the shaggy barbarian guy, I was in a castle that was burning, and I was trying to get out, but it was a battle. It was a battle. And as a monk, I lived my whole life very happily as a scribe, mostly writing things and illustrating.
That's
books.
why you have such a beautiful handwriting.
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
So, dear friends, do you have a life that you could share with us? And do though in the chat, because if you do, this is fascinating. I think I've lived like 6 or 7. What about you?
I've had 2.
2 only?
Yeah, well, as the ones I remember.
So
The ones
which
I
are
remember.
those? Tell
Well,
us.
one I was some kind of gangster pimp.
I can see that.
Yeah, in
that
New
fits the role.
in New Orleans, and I remember getting shot in the back of the head, and my head laying down, and seeing a pair of nice shoes, kind of spooky.
With red socks?
Yes, walk over me.
That must be someone I know.
Yeah, it's like, maybe we mingled before, sir.
It was New Orleans.
Yeah, it was New Orleans, so. Of
course.
Yeah. You know what happens in New
It
Orleans.
stays in New Orleans.
Does it? No, it doesn't. No.
Travels back to France.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
love Paris.
I had a question about your monk.
Yes.
Did you guys make wine?
We did not. We were Irish, remember now.
They make whiskey.
They make whiskey.
That's all about Irish whiskey.
Yes.
And what about your second life?
Second Life, the only thing I remember from that one is I was a waist gunner in a B-29 bomber. Ooh. And the bomber was going down, and I was hanging on to the machine gun with both hands as it was tumbling out.
Did you have all your rings as well at the time or no?
I had a ring, but not all of these rings.
I see.
You've also had 2 lives in this life. You lost your life in this life.
Yeah, that's actually what took me on this journey in the paranormal. Before, it was about 2002, 2003, I had a near-death experience and actually died on the emergency room, and I was gone for 17 minutes.
17 minutes. Did you see the black tunnel?
I went
the light
backwards. I
within
went
the tunnel.
backwards. I went backwards through the tunnel, and
it's
it looked
down.
like, thanks, I moonwalked into the,
Yeah.
yay! It looked like an old TV set being turned off. Went down like that, and I could see all the activity, and next
And
thing,
then it came back.
well, then I was on a crushed red velvet couch,
Yeah.
and
Wasn't it miles long?
yeah, it was like crazy long. And people tell me that that was a barrier. Like if I would have crossed that couch, I would have been stuck on the other side.
What an experience. Do you think that experience gave you the wings you have today?
Oh, absolutely. Because, well, one of the things is we were walking around, or when I was walking around the ER, I think that's what it feels like to be a ghost. Because when I was on the other side,
Horrible, scary.
horrible and scary around the ER room, terrified, and then on the other side it was totally peaceful, full of love, and just amazing. So,
And that's how now you see the life on the other side.
absolutely.
Do you see it peaceful?
Yes, I've had a few of my own brushes with that side, but I communicate with spirits as a medium, and the biggest message they've always given me was it's all about love. We humans mess it up. You know, we make all these conditions and, requirements on our lives to feel happy, and when you're on the other side, it's about love. That's all that matters.
It's all about love.
It's all about love.
I know
baby.
it sounds very 60s, but it truly is about love.
So tell us more about that.
About love, about the love on the other side. Well, in my journey of doing this and working with people, most people want to know, the first question is are they okay? Are they okay on the other side?
Yeah.
Well, of course they're okay. They're in the most beautiful place there is, and people, it's us that are struggling. But, as we go over there, we review our lives. And I too believe we choose a path to come back, learn, to evolve our souls, to reach the ultimate highness and love and spirit.
Yes.
Where we involve.
And that's why we eventually come back. So you think we all have been born before?
Oh yeah, and I think we write our own charts. I think that we make our own destiny, and in a way, I mean, I think everything can go whatever it's gonna go. But I think we choose what lessons we want to learn in each lifetime.
Don't you think, in many ways, that our destiny has been mapped out for us and written? Yes, we do come back and can influence it, but just within a certain deviation away from the
Yeah,
norm.
there's crossroads.
Yes, I do.
There's
Yes.
crossroads or cross
We
points
also
that we
have
get
exit
to.
points, which is a little darker, but people.
We're going dark and deep.
Yes, we do have. We write exit points into our charts, and it's when you choose to leave this life unexpectedly. Say, oh, it's not going the way I need it to go. Your soul knows this, and you exit and start over.
So when you exited, you were for 17 minutes in the tunnel, and then you saw the TV closing,
Yeah,
as you used
right.
a great example, and then the light came back.
Right.
How did you feel you were given guidelines to work on your strength or weaknesses or become who you became?
Well-
Because you became another person.
Oh, absolutely.
It was very different
Absolutely.
before this.
Yeah, I was very,
Corporate.
very corporate, very money driven. I was a good employee and a good worker.
Yeah.
But I was a horrible husband and a horrible dad,
Huh.
and that has changed a lot.
That's
So he
amazing.
chose to
Yeah.
come back for his child.
Yeah, my son, my wife and I were going through the process of figuring out that our son, sorry,
It's okay.
We are here.
yeah, figuring out that our son has cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
Okay, and when my spirit guides or guardian angels, whatever you want to call them over
Sure.
there, were talking with me, and they were like, "Well, you've been given a great gift. You can continue on with the work or continue on with the journey."
That's right.
And the first thing I thought about was him.
That's amazing.
So, and
And if it's not a sign, dear friends,
yeah,
then there's
exactly.
no
It's like-
sign in life.
yeah, it's like the thing is like Ellen just said, we make it so much harder
Yeah.
than it has to be. It's about
We
giving,
make
and it's about
conditions on
love, and
things.
it's we put so
Well
much
said.
process.
Something to remember, we make it so much harder than it is.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
you had this enlightenment, this awakening about your son,
Right.
and then you went in that tunnel. Whatever happens, we're not here to necessarily hear the details, but the fact is, the outcome is you came back with a vision and a mission.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
And as you came back, did you actually put in place that mission that you
Working a lot towards it.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I mean,
He's an expert dowser now. I mean, he can
Wow.
find anything. He can help people. He's amazing at clearing a space, bringing positivity back into it. He's helped so many people with their homes. This
Yeah,
is
and
just,
then-
was a gift. It really was.
and finding people that you can work with is probably
Yes.
the most important part of any
sure.
getting everything together. When we met, it finally put into this vision that I had of helping earthbound spirits get to the other side.
Exactly.
And that's one of the different things that we do as paranormal investigators.
Yeah, many
We
don't
want to
do
help,
that.
right?
Yes.
Right.
Many people don't do that.
And how did you realize, because a lot of you, dear friends, have that talent of energistic flow within you, that magnetic energy that you have. You know, many of you bought the book, The Alchemy of the Senses, with the pendulum, which is offered in the book that you play with my chart. Many of you have it. You just need to practice and discover that side of you that gives you this amazing energy and power of, you know, all what we
Vision.
do. So how did you discover you had this? Because you did not know in that corporate
No.
money-making
No,
life
no.
that you had this talent.
It was strictly about pushing your boundaries.
Yeah.
You know, and we do this constantly in the field. We try to think outside the box.
And
We try to do
ask
different.
questions, ask a lot
Right.
of questions. We're
And learning.
students. We don't
Yes.
know everything.
Yeah.
Asking
And
questions
it's
is
like-
a big deal.
Since I started working with her, because her abilities are crazy, insane, amazing. Okay, I've seen her do stuff that I can't even fathom, but it totally works. But I've noticed ever since I started working with her, my abilities are starting to
Rise.
magnify, and they're starting to come into my own, as you so eloquently put it. You know, it's like a couple years ago, I watched her trance out because she's a trance medium. She tranced out and located a girl who was kidnapped. Okay, she was
Fantastic.
15 years old, highly autistic, and they kidnapped her in Oregon, was it?
Corvallis, Oregon.
Yeah, Corvallis, Oregon. And she tracked her to Southern California.
That's amazing.
And within 24 hours of her giving the mother the information, the mother turned it over to the FBI. They found her.
And five other girls.
Five other girls.
And how did you catalyze that energy within you to be able to find this? What process did you put in place intellectually and emotionally and cerebrally to get there?
Well, it's actually really simple. It runs in my family. My family I come from a long line of Irish, I guess you want to say Catholicism, but with a tinge of Celtic mysticism as well. The place in Ireland that they're from is highly steeped in that kind of energy. My cousins have the same kind of abilities. However, my mother passed when I was very, very young, and I spent my life looking for her on the other side.
Yeah.
And that is what started my journey. And then when I had my children, which I have twins, and I have a singleton who, yes, they're all boys. And when they came about, it became even stronger because as a mother, you're always listening. You're listening. It's not about you. It's everything around you. And then I came out of my shell. I always call myself the reluctant medium. I'm not really a readings medium. My job is to help find people. So that is what happened with that. And then when I began to work with Devin and other people, it just grows. Like I said, we're students. We learn, we evolve, and that's what I was put here to do. It was very simple. Once you do what you were supposed to do, it comes
goes
very
very well.
simply.
Yeah,
Yes.
it starts just. It's like it's like a pattern. Once you start fitting into your own pattern,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
It's not
you
always
know?
easy, but it definitely, you're on the right track.
Yeah.
Well, I suggest we go to the Cave of Curiosity.
Yes.
To be curious and audacious and to guide our friends with us on how they could potentially find their direction, their
Yes.
path, their vision, their mission, why they have a purpose and a raison d'être to be here. So
All right, let's go.
follow me in the Cave of Curiosity.
Here
We are going.
This is my favorite one.
Do you feel any spirit?
I do.
Tell us, who do you see
There are several
besides a
people here.
beautiful
I know.
California bear?
Scratch his belly. Scratch
Yes,
his
scratch
belly.
his belly.
You know, it's the
You
Bird
have
Flag Republic,
several
which
of
happened
the-
a
Not
few...
only do you have you have the Count around you, the Count is energy. You have his family around you.
For sure.
Yeah, and General Vallejo's family around you. They were out in the courtyard this morning.
They all here.
Yes.
And we want to keep them here. And tell us how you feel them and why you feel them. Because I relate to you, I do. And this is why I wanted to personally have them theatrically represented as live individuals.
Oh, they love it.
Because I know their soul is here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
Absolutely.
feel the spirit myself.
Yes.
So I wanted to make sure that we have them live and through the spirit. So walk us through the process. We're entering the Cave of Curiosity now.
This is
Tell
a
us about the
beautiful
process
cave.
of you feeling them here.
Well, I actually don't even have to be in a trance to feel them when I come here. They're so strong. The Count is very happy. I kind of feel, yes, spirits hate this.
It's the one they really love.
The Count.
Ghostbuster
Yes.
reference.
This is the keys of the Counts.
Are they
The
really?
multiple keys of your hearts, absolutely.
Love
This
this.
is the keys of history. This is the keys that can unlock anything you can imagine.
Your journey.
Intellectually, emotionally.
Your journey.
Absolutely.
The doorways to your journey.
So this is all the spirits of the Count's family through their fabrics. And I suggest we go and sit here together and enjoy a moment with the hands and the spirits. And you tell us, Ellen, how you finding the spirit. So please, you must be the center of the
Oh,
attention.
thank you. Thank you.
On
And
the crushed
Devin.
red velvet couch.
Yes, on the
I love
crushed
Let's
red velvet
always.
it. The crushed red velvet couch. I love it.
So how do you unlock those spirits? How do you help all of us find the energy that is around us, the soul that is still alive?
I fully believe we all have the ability. But like our appendix and our wisdom teeth, some people don't have them. I don't have wisdom teeth. We evolve and we don't use it anymore. Right?
Yes.
So you have to learn to hear your inner voice And it's simple. It's by being quiet. Most people talk, and they don't listen. So listening is the most key and most powerful, to listen to your inner voice. Sometimes people are afraid to know themselves, so they don't listen. They talk. And it's very simple. It's really very simple to do what I do.
How do you invite the spirits to come within your own self?
I think it has a lot to do with energy focus.
Yes.
It's a known fact that the more energy you put out positive, the more you're going to get back. How many people have expressed this professionally and in the scientific community, that positivity brings in positivity, whereas negativity puts out negativity.
But you also just see, and you'll see references to people like Jean Charles who are successful. People will often refer to them as a person having a bright light. Well, that light is a spiritual light that glows, and the spirits on the other side can see this light.
Yes.
And they are drawn to it, and they come in. A lot of times they will come in. Devin and I, most of our work as also ghost hunters, but also we like to help spirits who are stuck here.
Yes.
So they find that light and cross to their families.
That's right. Which is an exercise I did a lot in Burgundy with experts, as far as knowing, specifically in cellars, like this one, but even buried at roughly 30, 40 feet, realizing that during the Second World War, as an example, the spirits were still there. Fermentation were stuck, and we invited the spirits out to actually live again and not feel imprisoned as they were in 1941, as they were still there. And we had 160 plus soldiers still imprisoned by the Germans within those caves, and we helped those spirits to be released. And what happened? Fermentation again triggered and happened. It's was
amazing,
magical,
right?
It's
amazing.
So we, through a process, invited the spirits. So how do you feel our friends with us can eventually be in touch with the spirits that are in their homes or within themselves? Not within themselves, but around them.
Yes. Well, first thing is not to be afraid. Most people get very afraid of things like that. The second thing is we think our ancestors have what we call a day pass.
Yes.
And they come and go to visit us. So concentrate on them. Put their picture out. Light a candle next to their picture. You don't have to go to a cemetery. You don't have to do any of that. Just focus on their picture and ask your questions.
Well,
I always say, for 3 nights, write down your dreams in the morning. That's the easiest way, is through dreaming, your dream state. They will come through, give you your message. To do it for at least 3 nights.
Yeah, if you look around the world, except here in the United States, that is, most cultures believe in some kind of ancestral worship.
For sure.
Of some kind. Some kind, okay? Day of the Dead in Mexico, in other parts of South America.
May 5th, dear friends.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big deal. But there's other parts of the world that practice this kind of ancestral worship.
Absolutely.
You go into any Chinese food restaurant, you're going to see some kind of shrine to their deity, and then also to their family.
To their family.
With
Well, every
offerings as well.
civilization, the Egyptian, the Greeks, maybe not as much the Romans, but certainly the Aztec and the Mayans. And so many things happen in Indonesia and Philippines within that, as far as worshipping the people who disappeared and putting really, belongings of them next to you, not only just on their birthday, but at multiple times in the year. So you call the spirits and you communicate with the spirits. So
They're waiting. They're literally waiting to help you.
And
They're
they
waiting on the
communicate
other
with us
side.
whether we know it or not.
Yeah.
They do communicate.
There's no coincidence.
So let's use the cave of curiosity as an example today. So many of you, dear friends, have come to one of the caves here. This is the fabulous cave of curiosity. This is as you get into Buena Vista, the one on the northern side, and very exciting because this one is very special. So tell us what you feel and who you feel.
Well, I can tell you that when we were first here, when we first came way back in 2011, this cave, you hadn't made it as beautiful as it is now. It was being restored. Everything was being restored. and we had lights go out only on one side, and there was no explanation for it whatsoever. They wanted to know. They wanted to be recognized, and I think that
there was an explanation. The janitor was laughing at you.
yes, he was actually. He was making fun of us. He was making fun of us, and then he was terrified after that. So
I don't know if that guy's.
punished.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if the guy's still here, and I don't mean any harm by that, but you know.
He's still here.
Okay.
he probably still talks about it too.
He communicates with the spirit. So,
Yeah.
ghost spirits, explain us the correlation, because isn't it one and the same?
It's really a preference. We tend to call earthbound spirits ghosts, and we call spirits that can come and go, or ghosts, or an entity that can come and go, spirits.
Okay.
But it's really just a preference.
Okay.
You know, I mean, it's just no proper.
Yeah, there's no proper. They don't get offended either way.
So,
You know, as long as you're talking to them.
do you know them? The one who are around us right now?
Yes, you do have some Native Americans on the hill right
Yes.
behind us. I've seen them every time I come
Which
here.
makes a lot of sense, because Solano, as we know, was here, as well as many others before them, and they had actually planted vineyards here prior to the count,
Yes.
on that very same hill. So,
Yes.
not a surprise.
And they're watching. They're kind of like your guardians. There's
We
two
need
braves.
them.
Yes, they're just right up here watching, you know, making sure that everything's okay. We had
You
our
guys-
pod earlier.
You
Sorry.
guys mind if I try putting the spirit box on and
Let's
see if we
put the
see what we
spirit
get?
box.
Okay.
Let's do it.
You might hear their own voices.
Yeah. We might hear them.
Yes,
that's what I'm
we might
thinking.
hear
So,
them.
let's
So
see if
tell
we
us
can-
about this box.
This is actually an app a friend of ours made
Let me make sure we're.
called Necrophonic.
Yeah, which we're not responsible for the name. Okay.
We didn't name it that, but
Yeah.
it either
What
wor-
does it do?
It actually will scan waves and turn your thing off on the side, and it will use the white noise in
Yeah.
order to.
I've never seen the apps, dear friends. I'm discovering
They have boxes that do
as
this
you
too.
hear.
It takes radio frequency and electric frequency, and it gives a ghost a
Children.
chance to, yeah, you hear that? Come through. Now, there shouldn't be any radio broadcast of any children out there, so let's see if we can make contact with anybody. So go ahead and ask the question.
So, who are the spirits that we love and want to invite at our table from Buena Vista Winery?
Who's there?
Princess? Who's Princess?
I just heard a sentence. So. I thought I heard Jean Charles at first when we first turned.
Maybe it's me as a child.
Yes, that's
I'm
possible.
coming back when I was 11 years
11,
old.
uh-huh.
And I toured the winery then.
Hello.
Okay, hello?
Who's here? Is the count here? Can you say your name? Now, what typically happens is if you don't hear it in real time, you play it back and you'll hear it.
Really?
Yes.
Can you tell me what I'm holding in my hand?
It just sounded like glass breaking.
I think that was me. That was me.
No, on there it was like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, singing. Is that Elizabeth?
So the magnetic is capturing the forces that could be here spiritually with us.
Yes, it's transcribing them into words so we can
I
hear.
love it.
Everything is electromagnetic frequency.
For sure.
Everything is energy, okay?
Exactly.
And, I mean, even us, it's like,
We're bold of energy.
Yes.
exactly. And this vehicle that we drive, basically, it's like, I always give the example of, this is a car,
That's right.
okay? Our soul continues on. Our spirit continues on. So, it's energy. Energy is eternal. It goes on forever.
You can't destroy it.
Yeah, you cannot destroy it.
You had a whole lady talking there.
I know, I'm sorry, I was interrupted.
Well, we're going to do the replay,
Okay.
and then we'll be able, as you said, to define further. So, as you walk into Buena Vista, you've done a lot of phenomenal events here with guests, from ghost hunting to spirits searching. What are the key elements that you've encountered?
Well, you have a beautiful, I know they call it the masthead,
Yeah.
the Madonna that's out in the front. And she's made of wood, correct?
Correct. Conductivity. She safeguards the place.
Right. But she shouldn't give off an electromagnetic field that's able to go off. But yet she sets the meters off every time. Every time. And we also had activity with the miners where the pick marks are. I think it was a residual energy, but you could hear, some people heard the, that like the
Did they hear them speak?
They did not hear them speak, but it was during an event. However, the second floor, we caught very compelling evidence, which I brought, of the lights. The lights coming down the staircase, the middle staircase that you used to have there.
Yes.
And then up on the third floor, we were sat on the floor and nothing is touching the top of the building. However, you could hear people walking in what was it sounded like on the ceiling, but there's no ceiling there. But I heard there used to be a ceiling there for storage.
That's right.
Yes, you could hear that.
Where all the, brandy was being stored.
Yes. So very, very, very amazing visual. Audio, we caught a few things on the YouTube channel as well.
And you see, obviously, what other people don't see. So how does it appear to you?
I do see, but I'm more clairaudient. So I'm actually deaf in this ear.
Yes.
And I will hear in that ear when they will come through. And so it's truly know that it's a spirit voice.
The thing is this ear right here, she had a clusteoma.
Clusteotoma, yeah.
Clusteotoma, sorry.
It's okay. It ate the bones.
They removed everything. I mean, her ear is still there, but the inside is gone.
But the spirit still penetrates.
They communicate via that ear.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of just their way of saying, hey,
It's interesting some people visualize, some people hear,
I have
and
seen.
I feel.
Yes, that too.
So for me, I use my hands often to receive energy from above.
psychotrometry.
Yeah, and I really love to understand this way, and I know we have spirits here because I feel it through my back.
Yes.
Through energy, through goosebumps, through shivers, through rise of temperature.
Yes, and drop of temperature.
For sure.
Well, one of the things, because we like to have fun. Okay, we do these great events, we do the tours, and we have fun with it.
For sure.
But there's a whole very deep scientific side of what we do,
Yes.
involving ley lines. We have a theory about ley lines, and
Sonoma lays on a ley line that's connected to the Valley of the Kings.
That's right. In Egypt.
all the way over. Okay, we have a theory that sometimes these ley lines go dark. There's a ley line that lies directly underneath the Golden Gate Bridge, right through the middle of San Francisco. Theory being, when these ley lines go dark, maybe that pushes people to do the unthinkable, like jump off the bridge. Because sometimes we notice that those suicides on that bridge go in clusters, which is a little odd.
I see.
And we also noticed that the other thing that we're working on, because you mentioned the shivers and different physical feelings that people get when they're being touched by a spirit. We're also working with biofeedback right now and having people connected up to biofeedback and recording paranormal investigations during biofeedback. So you can actually measure the effects on the human body as a spirit or ghost is touching you.
And then with the ley lines,
Fascinating.
what if we could predict when they were going dark? What if we could predict
Oh,
that?
absolutely.
We could put more people on the bridge. We could help families. We could offer support.
Yeah.
What if we could do that? And when they're positive, offer more positive energy to add on to it.
And do you think it's important to eventually stop them, or, and I'm going to ask maybe a dark question,
Okay.
to bring them back? In other words, how much physical should we be versus spiritual? And I say that because both of my grandmothers, an example, have gone, but for me they're so alive, and even as much as before. So my communication with them, and you may find it abstract or very subjective, but it's not with me subjective at all, is I feel and sense them, and I feel that their presence is even more consistent than ever before.
Yes.
No, absolutely.
So,
Totally. Yeah,
how
you're
much
just
do we
in
want
tune.
to?
You're in tune, definitely.
Yeah. So, how much do we often want to just prevent someone from doing something if it's meant to happen?
Mm-hmm.
Should it let it be? Again, the Beatles again, let it be,
Right.
or
right.
not? What's
Well,
your view on that?
That is the big question. I mean, if we understand the ley lines and we understand that they're going dark and we can prevent a suicide, I mean,
We might as well.
It's our
Might as
job
well.
to do it. But
You know-
typically, my sister-in-law jumped the bridge, and I also had a close friend that jumped the bridge. Both of them had mental illnesses and were off their meds. Is it our job to make them, take their meds? Well,
No.
we encourage it.
Yes.
If you had cancer, we'd say take your meds,
Yeah,
and that's interfering, right?
absolutely.
So it's really yes. I think we should interfere with it. That's my answer.
yeah.
I mean, there's cases. It was funny. I was just reading this the other night that there was this guy who was going to kill himself. He was going
Yeah.
to jump off that bridge, and a CHP officer intervened. And 10 years later, they met together on the bridge to discuss it, and his life has totally changed.
Yeah.
And he is so
it's a-
grateful that somebody intervened.
And
So
on the other side of that, a little darker, we have suicides on our tours. We have one in Vacaville, and all she does is scream.
yeah.
Wow.
She's in what we call a death spiral, and just her life she's stuck, just
Yeah.
in her moment. And so that's something that you might want to think about, going forward in the future if that crosses your
Yeah,
mind.
because she's stuck, and she just we'll communicate like we're communicating now, and then we'll be like, okay, can we help you cross over to get to the other side?
who can we call for you?
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, but wait, this is what happened, and she goes right back into her
into it.
story.
Well, I suggest I'm stuck because I don't have any more wine.
I
have to
agree.
finish mine.
So let's go to the other cave
Okay.
where I feel you could demonstrate what you feel and what you sense.
Okay.
Are we ready for that, dear friends? Now you're going to see an active live demonstration of the spirits coming alive. So here's a refill. The famous founder, the Count of Buena Vista, that we feel.
We're getting spoiled tonight.
Oh, we are definitely.
Says, look at this
Beautiful
unbelievable presentation, which is the old way of presenting
I
wine.
love that.
As you drank wine, you had that beautiful necklace,
Yeah.
and you put it back from one bottle to the other, or into a decanter. This is one of my favorite wine, dear friends, at Buena Vista. This is from Sonoma County. This is the ultimate red blend,
Cheers.
which should allow us to maybe channel the spirits. And I want you to show us, Ellen, how you do this.
Let me taste it.
It's the gift, dear friends. Today we're so fortunate. We're going spiritual.
That's-
How does this wine make you feel,
Beautiful.
first
It's
of all?
beautiful. It's very rich and very beautiful.
I feel like an animal. Wow. Ooh.
Oh, don't lose your head. Don't lose your
It's
head.
always here.
Don't lose your head. All right.
I'll do a very simple, it's almost like a meditation.
Okay.
That we're gonna try.
Okay.
And first, I ground myself by putting my feet flat on the ground, my hands flat on the ground. And we listen to Devin as we go down.
Here, let's see if we can get you to
Yeah.
go too.
Of course.
Yeah,
I'm going to go there with you.
I want you to picture a root.
I close my eyes.
Yes,
From the
close your
top of your
eyes.
head, you're gonna unroll it all the way into the ground.
A root.
A root, like a tree root.
No, like a rootstock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about grapes here.
Yes,
Okay,
grapes.
rootstock,
Yes.
there you go.
It's going to grab
I
the earth
feel
for
it.
center. Okay, and we're gonna do that first.
It's enlacing my feet.
Yes.
Take a
I
deep
can
breath
feel
in.
it.
Take a deep breath in. Push it out. I want you to go down deeper. I want you to see the spirits around us. Hear their voices. Feel their touch. What do you see? Who is with us?
I see. There's two ladies. They're at the door. One is wearing a black veil over her head, like not over her face, just over her hair.
I see her.
Okay. And she's holding food, like she's going to feed somebody that's working here. She's very happy. I believe she's the older of the two. She might be the mother. It's a very warm, friendly, grandmotherly, mother type energy. Very happy. And you can hear, I know that you have the fountain out front, but you can almost hear the creek behind it. So it must be springtime. And they must have had a good crop because it's a lot of water in the creek and they must have used that.
What do you see, John Charles?
I do, and I could see them that the food that they're actually bringing is coming from the field across the creek that they've actually themselves processed and prepared.
Yes.
So it correlates with the bountiness of the place, the view, the sense of place. I sense that absolutely.
It's a very almost simple happiness, which is what we all strive for very much.
Food and wine, and I feel them as we going, touching the barrel and feeling the energy as if they were touching their stomach as a baby was growing.
Yes.
So connection to the vine, connection to the wine, connection to the evolution of the wine.
And this, also the sun. I'm feeling the sun being very,
I was just going to say that I keep feeling the sun
the
on my
warmth
face.
of the sun on their backs and the warmth of the sun as in providing.
I can even see light on their foreheads, penetrating through the caves.
And also the Native Americans are here with us as well. They're watching behind us, but they are hopeful and, you know, just very happy with being able to feel the energy of the place. They're very spiritual beings.
Who else do we see?
What an experience. Are we allowed to open our eyes again?
Yes, we can
Yes,
open our eyes
Woo!
All right.
and just take that kind of peacefulness with you through the day. You don't have to come out of it. We're not going to be like an office space where you get stuck in hypnosis and have to repeat stuff. It's just going to go and be calm with you for the rest of the day.
But amazing. We didn't see a ghost. We didn't see any scream. We saw positive energy, food, wine,
Warmth.
transcendental evolution, warmth, light, inspiration. Ooh la la!
It's beautiful.
Ooh, in the magical caves
Yes.
of the founders.
And of
It
course,
was so
they
strange because I was like literally, like before you said the sun bit, I was just getting ready to say I keep feeling the sun on my face, but it was only on one side. So,
they still are ghosts. They are ghosts of the past.
That's right.
But it might be residual ghosts, which means that they're just the memory, but they're still bringing that positivity to this winery.
And as you sit here within this amazing central cave at Buena Vista, do you always feel those ladies coming in?
I do feel them. I feel so much family here. So much family. They've made you a part of their family now. I heard the name Arpad earlier, which I know was one of the sons, correct? I think.
And who created this amazing sparkling wine that we just had? He was the one who transcended the knowledge and succeeded to produce, in this cave, the first ever sparkling
Really?
wine.
I did
Bitter
not know
chocolate
that.
wine.
no wonder he came through.
Yes, I did not know that. I did not know
Hence-
that. That's a little history for me.
Arpad, a chief fountain.
Yes,
Ellen.
yes, I'm very, very happy. Although I don't know if the Count's very happy about the alligator.
So, did he suffer or did he enjoy being
I don't think he
eaten
really,
alive?
I think he really maybe absconded.
Because I feel there's a good pleasure to be eaten by an animal.
That's
Why
true.
not?
Yes.
Could be a pleasure to disappear in someone's mouth and
Is
give
it
them pleasure.
a circle of life?
It is
I don't think he
circle.
got chewed, that's why he reappeared. I think he got swallowed and he came out of the other side.
Right? That's hilarious. I love that.
So what do you want to leave us with as we spend those phenomenal 45 minutes together? What is there that you wish for our guests and friends to take away? We've covered a lot of ground.
Yes.
From your journey to our journey to life purpose to reason to exist and be to the evolution of how to connect, to feel the world around us, and finally to visualize what you've seen from the past. I mean, it's a lot of heavy topics.
It is, but they're positive though. They're positive. I think to take away, definitely you can get your inner light. You can remove the negativity from your life, even if it's a simple thing like, oh, if something's cluttered and I don't want to see that, cleaning out something, that's making a positive space for yourself.
Everything starts with one step.
It does, one step.
One step.
And we are all here to make our own charts and our own paths.
Yeah.
I do believe in, a higher force, a higher being.
Absolutely.
And I do believe that you can draw energy from that. But the simple things, wine, food,
Yes.
warm sun, maybe even a rainy afternoon with a nice glass of wine.
It's all energy, baby.
It's all energy.
It's all energy.
It's all
So what is your dream both about what we just discussed as a dream that you may have? Because I have a dream I'll share.
Okay. Mine, I'm not sure. Mine,
Well, I'll give you mine as
Okay.
an
Yeah,
inspiration.
okay.
Mine is, dear friends, to be able to transcend living, to go further into spirituality, and within the spirits to connect even more with individuals that have been erased from my memory bank at this stage, that I may have forgotten, but I would like to reappear. Whether in my previous life, so I could go as far back as, Greek time when I thought I started, all the way
can
to
see
today.
that.
So this is one of my dreams. What about you now?
My dream is to connect as spinning spirits that need my help to the light.
Altruistic dream. Well
Yes,
done.
and also to teach my sons this lesson because they're learning it early. One of my younger twins has the same ability as I do. And, to give them that peace early in life that I could not find until I was much older would be a nice gift.
That would be fantastic. What about you?
To find the peace that I couldn't in the last 2 lives.
Wow.
He is very restless in his soul. so-
Congratulations. And I could feel, if I may share, that you're on your way because you have the
thank you.
willingness to do so.
Thank you. Thank you.
And when you have the will, most of the time you succeed to finding that path because you are willing and open-minded to do so. And I think when you open your arms, it's like to others, they come.
Exactly.
And the wider you open, the larger you become.
The bigger group, baby.
That's it. So maybe we finish with this last
Okay.
moment.
Little fun Ouija here.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I know we want to share that too.
Okay.
Everyone, look at this. So what is that about?
You broke my jaw. You broke my jaw.
Maybe I'll wear it.
That'll be your next piece of jewelry, right?
Yes,
Absolutely.
right? Your jewelry is beautiful, by the
Thank
way.
you.
I love
It
the
is,
jewelry.
absolutely.
I was admiring all of it over there the other day.
Okay, so we have it's not your typical Ouija board.
Yes.
It's a
Well,
drinking game.
I must say, Jean-Charles, most of our cases start with, well, I got drunk and I played with the Ouija board.
Yeah.
So how does it work? We agitate it, we
Yeah,
move it,
well,
we
Put two fingers?
we put 2 fingers on it, and we're looking, we're going to
see
ask
what
the
it's gonna tell
spirits
us to do.
what it wants us to do. Okay?
So let's call on
So
the
hopefully it
Harzafi.
doesn't go to the pants, because then we all have to run around pantless, and I'm not in the mood
That's
for that.
okay. I have a sexy boxer short.
You do, I don't, okay?
Well, I heard you don't wear any. So.
Yeah. Commando's not a style, okay? All right, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's spin it a little bit. Oh, wow, it's getting stuck. Uh-oh, what's going on?
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Does
Where we
it
at?
want us to drink?
No, it says nothing here. Oh, pointed to here.
The
Point
champagne.
into the champagne. I love it.
Yay, yay.
Well, dear friends, that was meant to be. I guess we're going to continue, dear friends, without you. Now, you must do the same if you haven't started this way. Open a bottle of wine, concentrate on the energy that is within, call for the spirits, and invite them in your life. Because if you do, they will come.
They will
Absolutely.
come. As we say at Napa Ghosts and Legends, come for the wine.
Stay for the spirits.
Ooh la la! Ellen and Devin, thank you!
Thank you.